Guys, Spenny, Christmas came early, or, well, right on time this year, because by Christmas, the DOJ has to now release all Epstein files by law passed by the Senate and the House. Overwhelmingly, President Trump saying he's going to sign this bill, and now the DOJ is going to have to answer for this letter, which is one of the most insulting documents I've ever seen in my life. And something astonishing just happened, by the way, live at the DOJ at a press conference with Pam Bondi. Let's go through the gaslighting here that they tried to pull on the American people. That should enrage all of you. I've never been angrier than reading this document. This was released on July 5th of this year. The DOJ and the FBI, in this unsigned memo, say that they looked through 300 gigabytes of data and physical evidence that includes large volumes of images of Jeffrey Epstein and videos of Jeffrey Epstein. And they concluded, after looking through this mountain of evidence, that there was no client list, there's no blackmail, there's no uncharged third parties. And that Jeffrey Epstein straight up yeeted himself in his prison cell just by himself. It's a reminder, of course, that there are mysterious people and objects entering his cell block, that Jeffrey Epstein had enormous amounts of linens in his cell block that nobody could understand why they were there, along with bottles of pills and so on. These are the actual images of this. Apparently, he hung himself by this little thread right there. That's what did it, you see? Got it? Shut up. Shut up. Don't ask questions about the hard physical evidence of all of this happening. Nonetheless, headlines like this were run across the world. FBI and DOJ conclude, there's no client list. He died by suicide. There's no blackmail, except for all these times that we know he absolutely blackmailed people. Jeffrey Epstein blackmails Bill Gates over extramarital affair. Here, in the emails that the DOJ was hoarding from us, you can see Jeffrey Epstein is planning to blackmail Donald Trump. All of the evidence that's been released thus far has been really great for Trump. Honestly, it shows that Jeffrey Epstein was a Democrat super donor, and he hated President Trump, and he was trying to sabotage his first term. This is made very clear that Donald Trump is sort of a white knight here, trying to save the young girls. That's what's come out in these emails. It's here in black and white. This is Jeffrey Epstein working with Michael Wolff to try and blackmail Trump. Look at this. You'd be generating a debt. That's blackmail. Yet the DOJ said there's no evidence of blackmail. Here it is. Here it is. And this is just like the little bit that we've had released to us. Obviously, something went horribly wrong here. You know, when asked about the client list, Pam Bondi
DOJ
said this
may be
early in the beginnings of the administration.
releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients. Will that really happen?
It's sitting on my desk right now to review.
This is, of course, famous last words here. It's sitting on my desk right now to review. Now, Pam Bondi was also asked about a clip that went viral on our show from James Comer, also made news on this.
No, the FBI, the FBI, they're reviewing, there are tens of thousands of videos of Epstein with children or child porn. And there are hundreds of victims. And no one victim will ever get released. It's just the volume, and that's what they're going through right now. The FBI is diligently going through that. I haven't seen that statement, but I'll call him later and find out.
Okay, so that's weird because the Epstein victims, so-called, are saying that they don't care whether their names are redacted. They want the full Epstein files to be released as is, with every perpetrator exposed. Well, okay, great. Now we can just release everything, correct? Well, let me tell you what, man. Something wild just happened at the DOJ. And you will see a marked and shocking turn here. Now that Congress has decided to vote to release all of these files, Pam Bondi has changed her tune in a remarkable press conference that just aired at the DOJ. Pam Bondi now says new information has changed her entire outlook on the Epstein client list. A major shift. She previously insisted that there were no third parties that were tied to Epstein's child sex trafficking network, international and most likely funded by and protected by foreign intel services along with our own intel services. Bondi says that she will now follow the law closely and provide maximum transparency that it allows. Here's what Bondi said at the DOJ moments ago. See if you can notice the change in tune.
The Epstein files, does the new investigation by the Southern District of New York U.S. Attorney prevent the department from releasing all of the remaining files?
So we have released over 33,000 Epstein documents to the Hill, and we'll continue to follow the law and to have maximum transparency. Also, we will always encourage all victims to come forward.
What are the next steps, Madam Attorney General, for the DOJ regarding what we assume President Trump will sign into law with the Epstein files? Is this going to be on the Justice Department website? What are you doing here over the next 30 days as we understand it?
We will continue to follow the law with maximum transparency while protecting victims.
When you say follow the law, Madam Attorney General, do you mean that you will provide all the files by 30 days?
We will follow the law. The law passed both chambers last evening. It has not yet been signed, but we will continue to follow the law, again, while protecting victims, but also providing maximum transparency.
To that. Madam Attorney General, the DOJ statement earlier this year saying that the files would not release mentioned the fact that the review of the documents and the evidence did not suggest that any additional investigation of third parties was warranted. What changed since then that you launched this investigation?
Information that has come for information. There's information new information, additional information, and again, we will continue to follow the law, to investigate any leads. If there are any victims, we encourage all victims to come forward, and we will continue to provide maximum transparency under the law.
Wedding, Madam General. On Ryan Wedding, you mentioned.
Madam Attorney
Sure,
General,
Kelly.
the issue with the new information that you just indicated, is the department seeking information perhaps from the Epstein estate because Mr. Blanche did not have that information when he interviewed Ghislaine Maxwell? What new information, and would you limit the new investigation to just those named persons that the president talked about, or is this a broad, open-ended investigation?
I would refer to the Deputy Attorney General's post that he put out on X, and we're not going to say anything else on that because now it is a pending investigation in the Southern District of New York. But you're on point.
So this is remarkable. Pam Bondi is now saying that she is going to absolutely comply with the law because new information is going to reveal and change her opinion and the opinion of the American people. Truly and utterly remarkable. Maybe it's also the fact that this is a massive backfire. Polling, majority of Republicans believe the government is lying to them about Jeffrey Epstein and the clients. I believe the government is hiding info about Epstein's clients 60%. Yikes. Speaker Johnson, the House says that Epstein disclosures will damage national security. What? Again, I ask, which nation, why was child trafficking ring being utilized for national security? Here it is. Mike Johnson. The release of the Epstein list will damage national security. You know what else is dangerous, Mike? Allowing pedophiles to exploit children and letting them run free in the name of national security. Yikes. Oh, now I get it. You're protecting us from national security risk now. Well, Mike, why didn't you just say so in the first place? Thanks for looking out for us, Mike. You're the best. The Epstein files disclosures must be limited in order to make sure we don't permanently damage the political system, says Mike Johnson. We elected you to destroy the political system. Why is everyone so dumb? Why can nobody read the room here? What's actually in these files? I mean, now it is, you're just building up. Thomas Massey says the efforts to stop the release of the Epstein files is due to Jeffrey Epstein's close ties to our own intel agencies and Israeli intel agencies. Yikes. The Epstein files bill grants Pam Bondi the authority to withhold or redact any material that could endanger national security or jeopardize an active investigation. So expect some major redactions for what hasn't already been just wholly and completely destroyed. Just a reminder, SDNY did a mop-up operation. Epstein files were about to be unsealed in a civil case, so something had to be done. Epstein was minimally charged, and then his properties were all cleaned out. Yeah, dozens of FBI agents rob and raid at Jeffrey Epstein's pedophile island. Survivor of Jeffrey Epstein's abuses reveals that she was taken on a trip to Africa with Bill Clinton and other notable figures. Interesting how nobody's asked her a follow-up question about that. Seems important. Would that be one of the names that are being protected? Why the hell is the DOJ protecting these people? Thank God that we finally are maybe going to get answers to this. See, we'll stay on it. It's your boy Benny. I was just blown away by that press conference. Like, share, subscribe for the truth. See ya.